Hello YouTube, this is Hunter Surge here with some more Digimon TCG English news. So we're going to get to the thing in the title soon enough. It is the bulk of what I want to talk about, but there is other very important news here as well. So I want to go over that. So, I did not expect to be making another news video on Digimon TCG the very next day, but here we are. But okay, so first up, we got some info on the starter decks for the English version. Now, I've never seen an English starter deck come out at $5. So, from the outset, I think it was not really a safe assumption that we would be getting the same price point. But we have a pretty good compromise here. So, as it says on this image from a tweet that the official Twitter account put out, English version contains an additional booster pack. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now, what's its price at? Well, the first price we ended up getting was a pre-order price from Pro Play Games, who's going to be running tournaments for the game, which placed them at $20, which is not great. Booster pack would bring it up to like about $9-10 value. But paying an additional $10 on top of that for like no reason wouldn't be so great. But another store put up pre-orders, Alter Ego Comics and Games, placing them at $9.99. And I was going to go into the whole spiel about how well the $10 price lines up more with the Star Deck prices that Dragon Ball Super currently does. But that was completely unnecessary because I asked them, hey, is this the MSRP you were told? Because PPG has these pre-orders up for $20, and they responded to me before I recorded the video, going, a display of 6 of the same starter deck is $60. So yeah, $10 per starter deck. So that's great. That's fantastic. While we're not getting the exact $5 price point, we are getting effectively equal value because $10 with a booster pack thrown in. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I can live with that. That's pretty good. Honestly, I really like when starter decks have a booster pack packaged in. I just think it's a really fun, cool thing. And like makes not every experience with starting the game the same. Gives you some cards to put into your starter deck to start improving it right away. Like it's just something that I really like. I really like when games do that, and not enough games do that. So I'm always excited when I see this sort of thing. So if this is a compromise we have to make, it's one I am 100% cool with, absolutely fine with. So moving on from that, the other thing to note here is that both these pre-orders agree on the booster box price at $75. Considering we have the quoted MSRP price from Alter Ego, I think it's very safe to trust that price is accurate. And also since they seem to be basing it off the case price, and haven't been given any sort of separate MSRP for the starter decks itself. This might just tell us that, hey, it's $75. Like the $75 is the case price cleanly divided by the number of boxes, which is probably 12. So yeah. As for why Pro Play Games might have such a weird price, even though they seem to have the correct Digimon Card Game and the right box price, they might just be basing the box price off of Dragon Ball Super, which I understand has that same box price. That's a possibility. But also Dragon Ball Super has $10 starter deck, so I don't know why they would make that assumption there. So maybe they just got information at an earlier date because they're running, like, to my understanding, PPG runs the official tournament in the US for Dragon Ball Super, and with how quickly they jumped on for Digimon, I imagine they'll be doing the same. They'll be doing a similar role here. So they might have just had like early information. Maybe they just had early information, and that early information ended up being outdated now. That could be all it is. I don't know. Who can really say? But what's important is we basically know the prices on the products now. $10 for the starter decks with the booster pack packaged in, and $75 for boxes. That's cool. That's great. Moving on from there, we have information on the pre-sale. That was posted on the PPG Digimon TCG group. So that was so this is the super pre-sale, November 27th, and the official release date is January 29th. So we know it's coming at the end of January rather than the beginning of January. So that's important information to have. So yeah, it's not the official release is not happening early January. It's at the tail end of January. And what's important is here we find out that 32 boxes comes in the pre-sale, as well as one display of each of the starter decks. So that would be about 18 starter decks total. And as we can see here, it says 16 players times 2 boxes. So the intent seems to be, hey, build this for 16 players, allow each player to buy 2 boxes. And like there's enough starter decks for each player there, even though there's like 2 spares there. But yeah, this doesn't this obviously isn't the full thing, but it's not clear if this is like the full. Sorry, I don't even know why I was saying full there. But if this is like a restriction that stores have to follow, like they have to limit each player to 2 boxes. Or if they can limit it based on their own discretion. Who knows? But what's important is we know that these will be coming with 32 boxes and a display of each starter deck. Also, we have some promo distribution information because it says here, of course, players who purchase 12 packs during the Super Pre-Sale will receive 1 Dash Pack version 1. So Dash Pack is the naming that Dragon Ball Super uses for their pack-in promo packs that come 2 to a box. I hope we don't go down a Dragon Ball Super promo hellhole. I did not end up playing much Dragon Ball Super, and the main reason for that is the promo stuff. Because the Canadian stores were not able to get the promo stuff for like months after launch. So I just because of that, I just ended up kind of losing interest. And I just never ended up picking up the game back up. And like whenever I hear people complain about that game, the number one thing I hear still is complaining about the promo hell. So hopefully we don't get spiraled down into that. Now as for what stuff could be in this Dash Pack version 1.0, maybe it'll be some of the magazine promos. Maybe it'll be the Booster Pack 0.0 that Japan got with those 6 promos. So we'll go into what those are in a bit. But who knows? We just know that we're getting a promo pack that comes 2 to a box with Special Booster version 1.0. That is the last thing we want to talk about. So let us go into the promos. Let's talk about briefly what promos we could be getting here. So these first 6 here. These 6 here are the ones that were in the initial promo pack. Now, to my understanding, these dash packs are normally like only a few cards. So a 6 pack, six promos might not be terribly likely. So maybe instead it'll be these 4 magazine promos: the Garurumon, Rare Garurumon, Agumon, and Greymon. Could be those 4. I don't think it'll be these 2 for reasons we'll get into a bit. Or maybe it'll just be one of these pairs. Just one of these pairs. That could be an option too. We don't know. We'll find out eventually. Ultimately, even with this, I imagine that there's going to be some promos put directly into the set if they intend to catch us up on promos. Because there simply won't be enough space with tournament packs and dash packs. Assuming that they're the small size that my conversations with DBS players on the Discord have led me to believe. And last up, we come to the image of the box. So, on this image of the box, we see Omnimon, we see Gallantmon, we see... What's important here is at the back. Piedmon, Diaboromon, I'm using dub names, sue me. Machinedramon and Devimon. So we have black and purple confirmed for this first set, which I am very, very excited about. To be honest, I was not terribly interested in a straight set one meta. From everything I've seen of that format, it really seemed like mostly a lot of Omegamon. And like having purple and black in here from the start would really shake things up, because purple is really, really strong, like one of the strongest decks in the BT2 format. Omegamon can absolutely still hold up to that sort of thing, but like it means that we would have a more varied initial format. Black is also fairly solid itself, has some solid stuff going on, has some cool stuff going on that I like. And might get to shine a bit more if it's initially happening without being crammed in with like All-Force Veedramon and Shinegreymon. Now, if we are dealing with a mostly BT1 set, then including black and purple in here will probably take up most of the extra space, because we have like 70 extra slots. At least half of those will be eaten up by black and purple. I'm also like really interested to see if any BT3 stuff will get into version 1.0. We're only really seeing BT1 and BT2 stuff right now. Only seeing those two. Also on the subject of black, I really do hope we get Millenniummon, since to my understanding that is pretty important to black being able to do well. So I hope we get that. The other thing I'm curious about is the handling of parallels. Also, the site I'm using here is DigimonCard.dev. I will link it in the description. Very good deck building site, and yeah, just very good in general. So, for parallels, so these are alt arts. Now, in set 1, there were 12 of them. You have these 8 here, and then these 4 down here. These four down here. The Tamers are box toppers, and those will probably remain as is. Can't imagine those changing. So you have 12 of those. Then in set 2, we have 10 more. One of them is missing here. One of them is Diaboromon. So from among these, we already have confirmed Piedmon, Machinedramon, and Gallantmon, and Diaboromon. I would be, and honestly, Melcedramon and Puppetmon seem likely since we're getting the other Dark Masters. Though maybe they will be safe for version 1.5. Who can really say? I would say that War Greymon seems pretty likely to happen as well. But really, who knows? Who knows? They might include some megas from BT3 to give black other options, and save Black War Greymon until the next set. Who really knows what they're going to do there? But that gives us a pretty good idea of what parallels we'll have in this set. Like, I imagine we'll stick with these ones, the BT1 ones. I have a difficult time seeing that changing, and we'll just throw in like half the BT2 ones, and those will be our parallels for version 1.0. The other thing I want to talk about is the secret rares. So we know we are getting 3 of them. That's not what I wanted. Sec? Does that do it? No. Alright. There it is. I needed the rarity thing. Alright. So, secret rares. We have all the art that we already know under the secret rares as well. Whatever. That's not important. So, the secret rares are Metal Greymon, Veedramon, Belzebumon, and Black War Greymon. So, my personal theory is that 1.0's secret rares will be Metal Greymon, Belzamon, and Black Wargreymon. Since we have purple and black in here, I think it makes a decent amount of sense to include the purple and black secret rares. We've also seen no sign of the Vidramon stuff so far. And there's a decent chunk of it, and most importantly, there's more Vidramon stuff coming in BT3. So what I would really like them to do, and what I hope they're doing, is take all the Vidramon stuff from BT1, which is this secret rare, BT2, which is all the Ulfor stuff, and BT3, and put all that into version 1.5, so that people who are interested in the Vidramon archetype can just get all that from one booster set. That would be really cool, while also allowing you to do the black and purple secret rares in this set. Yeah. And that's the reason why I said earlier that I think that these two promos would, if they're in a dash pack at all, and not just insert into the set, which would be preferred, because these are really important, especially Taichi. I would prefer if they were, like, really the big ideal would be them getting inserted into sets to make them more easily accessible. But if these are going to be in a dash pack or something, I imagine they would be in the dash pack for 1.5 by doing that. But that's all a theory. There's no evidence to support that in any capacity. But we'll see what happens. I am excited. Yeah. For now, it's like going to be like a bit of a slow bit. I don't imagine we'll be getting any card reveals for version 1.0 prior to the pre-sale, because it is a pre-sale. So I imagine it'll be a bit quiet for a while. But hey, BT3 spoilers should be starting soon, so we can shift over to talk about that when that starts. And I'm very, very interested in seeing how exactly they mix up the card pool in version 1.0. See what kind of special metagame that gives us. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And with that said, this is Hunter Surge signing off.